Hey guys, thanks for joining me out in nature today. We've got a beautiful sunrise in the morning. Sadly, the camera's not actually picking it up, but it is absolutely lovely out here. I hope you guys are doing really well. Okay, so yesterday after work, I work as a care assistant. I collapsed and was rushed into hospital. So they took my bloods and basically they attached all this stuff to my body, and I've got a blood pressure of 130/10, which if anyone out there understands it, it's not too good, which means that I'm quite high into hypertension, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Because I have had blood in my spit recently, it's that they kind of ran a couple of different tests. So I got x-rayed as well as them taking my bloods, and then I had to wait for ages, absolutely knackered, for results to come back. I would rather have just gone home in a taxi, but you know, you got to take what you can get. Anyway, I'm probably not well, so I'm going to be going to see a GP soon. I don't do the whole medical thing, so it's going to be an interesting. An interesting sort of experience for me. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been watching some of my old content, because I've noticed that even when I've put like my old series Cham Morris Space Adventure in cards, people have started sort of looking at that and watching it, and I think that's really great. Thank you. Because the thing is, I put a lot of time and energy into Cham Morris, and it just never seemed to go anywhere, you know. Anyway, I'm going to be creating some more of that at some point soon. It's just me and everyone else involved in Cham Morris have all got very complicated lives at the moment, so it's a little bit hard. And I don't want to replace any of my cast and crew who have been with me since the beginning. I say crew is just me with a camera and a tripod. My tripod is knackered as well. But yes, going into hospital has been really useful on the Space Station 13 front, because I like playing as MD, and the fact that I've never really experienced what it's actually like to be in a hospital has probably helped me with my MD role play. Although I think that's probably going to be more useful on places like Base Station than Goon Station, because the fact of the matter is, on Goon Station it's so easy to fix people up. You know, you just attach some septic powder and, you know, you pour some silver sulfidine over them and hope that the toxicity doesn't kill them, because an extra little shot of charcoal will sort them out after that. Anyway, you know, it's like sometimes you've got to toxify I just say opponent. You've got to toxify your victim. I mean, what do you call them? Your patient. Yes, your patient. Sometimes you've got to toxify them in order to help give them life. You know, it's like, what isn't toxic for your body? I mean, isn't everything toxic for your body these days? I don't know. It's definitely a mystery. Anyway, in terms of like work and other sort of things, I've been working on my book recently, doing a little bit of writing for that, although it's coming along very slowly at the moment. The thing is, I'm a very big critic when it comes to anything literary or anything, you know, that I have to read. So if it's not something that sort of grabs me, and I don't enjoy it, like the couple of times after I've read it. So if it's not like sort of Hitchhiker's Guide, at least the first part of Hitchhiker's Guide, or it's not kind of like Catch-22 or some of the work by Carl Hiaasen, and I especially like Sick Puppy, I start to think to myself, well, if this hasn't got that grab factor for me, it's not a book that I would enjoy reading, and therefore I don't think other people would enjoy it either. Although, to be honest, people enjoyed 50 Shades of Grey, and I tried to read that, and it is the most boring book that I've ever come across. I mean, I couldn't I really couldn't sink my teeth into it. Maybe I just don't understand what's going on, and that's it. But I always find that if it's something I don't understand, I actually have more of an interest in it. Whereas with the whole 50 Shades of Grey thing, I have some understanding, and quite frankly, most of it bores me. You know, and it's just a little bit peculiar to me, to be honest. But anyway, you know, people like what they like. I can't really judge them on that. The fact of the matter is, it's like, for the work that I create, I try and hit a certain quality level. Well, one of the things I really enjoy about making Cham Morris, actually, is that I sort around with different sort of I sort around with different sort of filmmaking techniques throughout making it. I mean, back in the day when I was doing it originally, I used a number of different sort of filmmaking techniques. In Dreamscape, I changed aspect ratio within the film, so I had some looking cinematic, just to try and change how people were within those shots. I thought that was quite interesting. I don't think anyone ever picked up on that really, but it was for me it was a big deal. And for I kind of like that stuff. So it's one of those things of with me, when I create stuff, I like to play around. I mean, in episode 1 of Chamworus, I sodded around with lookup tables, and if anyone actually messes around with lookup tables, they know how trash they actually are for colour correction. Because the thing about lookup tables is that the way that they change the colours, they affect pixels which aren't involved in other colour schemes, especially if the LUT hasn't been made well, which is like the majority of LUTs. It's like you can drop them normally over a flat plane image, and that is going to that's kind of, it looks okay, but the fact of the matter is, because of the massive colour absorption, because then after you drop the LUT you can sod around with the contrast and it can be alright, but my god, lookup tables can be absolute trash and they can do serious damage to the shot, and you can see that very, very clearly in the first episode, and that gave me endless joy indeed. So the thing is, it's like some of that is kind of me poking fun in a comic way at filmmaking technique, but it's like when I'm messing around making Chamworus, it's like I just kind of do what I feel like. It's like in the first sort of, after the pilot episode, I had the first episode which kind of mimicked Alien, which is one of my favourite films. I really, really like Alien, and they had the scene in the vents. And I really enjoyed sodding around, and I thought, what is the weirdest thing you can find in the vents? And it's like an insurance salesman sort of thing would be really good, because that would be absolutely horrifying. Because it's like back in the old Ren and Stimpy days, they had the guy who'd just appear and he'd be like, "How do you do, neighbor?" And it was really really weird, and I quite like that. I thought it had a wonderful sort of I thought it had a wonderful sort of surreal sense. So I thought the best thing they could find in the vents would be a salesman. I mean, why else why would a salesman not be in the vents? It makes more sense, that it's a salesman than anything else. Because, I mean, especially if you look at the way that marketing and advertising and everything else is going these days, my God, where else are you going to find a salesman apart from lurking in the events? So, I thought that was quite a fun sort of little twist. And, in the episode after that, my friend Chris from work, he decided to become the part of Traitor Mass, who was originally going to be played by another one of my friends a long time ago. But that was when everything got rewritten. I really want to get my friend Nick Rogers, who is now an amazing sort of frontman for Dead Man's Whiskey. I really want to get him involved at some point, sometime, because I filmed a lot of stuff with him back in the day, and it never came out, and it was filmed on poor quality cameras, and it's just like, it feels like such a waste. I mean, then there was the stuff I did with my friends Adam and Giles. We had beautiful scripts for those, including wonderful words like Mysoniism. Look it up, it's one of my favourites. I also like magnanimous, which is another one of my favourite words, and incontrovertible. Anyway, it's probably best that I don't witter on much longer. Still, thank you for joining me. And I hope you've enjoyed nature, and I'll catch you later. And I don't know I can't even remember if I showed you earlier, but God, look at that bruise! Oh my God, it's so bruisey. Anyway, thank you to the entire staff at the hospital for putting up with my nonsense. Have a nice day. Bye.